Hello everybody, and welcome back to a stream. We are back in XP12. It is working again with the latest beta 6, and it is working really well. Today we are taking a look at this beautiful retro jet here. We are looking at the newly released JustFlight BAE-146 for XP12. Now, I did purchase this aircraft. It is £30 available on the JustFlight store, and you can also get it for just a few pounds more on the X-Plane store as well. So I got it on the JustFlight store just because it was a little bit cheaper directly from JustFlight. But yeah, very fair price, and we'll be talking about the price and what I think of this aircraft throughout the stream, as it will be a review stream, of course. Hello Shipped Up, welcome. How you doing, my friend? Captain Andre, welcome. Sim Crashflyer 297, welcome to the stream. Andre says, love this plane. Oh yeah, I didn't have the XP11 version, and I don't have the Microsoft Flight Sim version, so this is the first time I have flown the BAE-146. I've done 2 flights today and I have absolutely loved this little jet. It's so much fun. It really is. It's a great aircraft. Really enjoying it. Yeah, explain back, absolutely. Hey, V Skycheck, welcome. Thank you very much for being here, my friend. Alright, so I'm going to temporarily just hop into the cockpit here because I want to show you the route today and then we're going to get right into it. So, it's going to be a 2-sector day today. Hey, Sandrillo, welcome. I'm doing good, my friend. How are you? So, 2-sector day today. We are here at Seattle. I just got the DrishalMAC2 design scenery. So, the Seattle airports, you get Seattle, you get Renton, Boeing Field, Everett, and another small airfield somewhere. I can't remember where. And I have got the XP12 mod for these as well, which is really cool, from our good friend Josh. So, we are here at Seattle Tacoma, and we're going to be departing runway 34 right on the JEFPO 1 departure, as you can see. And then we're going to be heading over to the east of Washington here, Washington State. And we're going to be going to Spokane, Eagle County today. So we're on the Zuma 2 arrival, and then we're probably going to get vectors. At least I got vectors earlier for the ILS here, so we'll get vectors for the ILS, which will be runway 21. And then for our second route, we are going from Spokane up to Canada. And we are, I think it's this one, yeah, we're going here to Cranbrook, Canadian Rockies. This has some really cool terrain. As you can see, it's in like a valley. That's really cool. I haven't flown there in the sim yet, but I took a look earlier when I was trying to find another airport to fly from. Got auto running and it looks beautiful. So we got some lovely terrain out there as we fly up to Canada. So should be a nice fun flight. I have Navigraph set up on my tablet, so I don't need it on my PC. I just had it up there so I can show you guys what was going on. But here we are inside the flight deck then. We'll take a little bit of a look around. So starting off with textures then. I think the textures are pretty good. Now, the way the textures have been done in this aircraft look a little bit different to initially, in my opinion. But they look nice, you know. I have my textures on medium. Now, I noticed when I was watching our good friend Q8 Pilot stream, his textures looked a lot better because he has his texture settings on higher. So I think they could be sharper, but that's because of my texture settings. I am limited by that. So, you know, if you have your textures on high or maximum, then you'll be good to go. These don't look too bad, but I have seen better, but it's not bad at all. And Shipped Up there makes a really good point, you know. There's a relatively low price. It is really cheap when it comes to aircraft in X-Plane, especially airliners. So really for the price, you cannot complain at all, in my opinion. It's really quite good. The modeling in here is really nice. Everything does look pretty good unless you really like zoom in, but that's pretty standard. I'm just going to disable Toby Game Hub real quick, and I have to turn the TDS GTN conflict, so I'll turn that off as well real quick. And we'll head back to the cabin here. Now, the cabin is very loud. I do think my textures are compressing here slightly, so I'll give it a second to load. Again, this is me being limited, there we are, by my VRAM. I hope it's not too loud for you guys. But yeah, this is me being limited by VRAM a little bit. I do think the textures in here could be better, but again, you know, saving on VRAM. And in all honesty, I don't look at the cabin too often, so that doesn't really bother me at all. We'll close that because it's super loud. The cockpit looks good, and that's what matters to me. But on the exterior, everything looks really nice. You can see we've got this beautiful American livery here. We are American 818 today. And it just looks beautiful. You get a bunch of liveries with this, and I'll go through that when we get to Spokane. You can download the documentation from the store page, from the JustFlight store page, and it does give you a list of all of the liveries that comes with it. Of course, you get the cargo variants, you get the 1, 2, and 300 series of the aircraft, the cargo variants, the military variants, because the Royal Air Force do use these aircraft. It is the Royal Carrier aircraft here in the UK. So yeah, a bunch of variants for £30. I was very, very happy with that pricing. They have been incredibly fair there, in my opinion. So a big thumbs up to JustFlight there for the very, very fair pricing. I mean, it's cheaper than the Microsoft Flight Sim variant, which is very rare to see, because X-Plane has, of course, a lower player base, a lower potential market, and therefore add-ons are more expensive for X-Plane. So to see something cheaper than the Microsoft Flight Sim variant, I like it. I like it a lot. Shipped Up says, can't wait for my birthday next month. My parents have booked me a first hour destroyer flight. Maybe I can convince pilot to do some stall recovery. Oh, that'd be fun. Hey, Shipped Up, have fun with that. I remember the first time in a light aircraft. When was this? 2016, so almost 10 years ago. I was in a grub tutor with the Royal Air Force Air Cadets, and it is a lot of fun. A light aircraft is so different to an airliner or something. Yeah, I love light aircraft flying. So let's get right into it then. Let's get right into the aircraft. So let's see here. Now you do get a little panel here. If you hover over this arrow and use the scroll wheel, you can kind of fade it in and out, as you can see, and you get a bunch of options. It does look quite old, an X-Plane 11E, but it works. So I'm going to go through these real quick for you guys. This button here, the lightning bolt, will toggle between cold and dark and fully running. I'm not going to click it for obvious reasons. We have a checklist, which we will be using today. You have a flight computer, so this gives you a load of a load of different things, well, metrics for you: fuel flow, headwind, fuel used, all that good stuff. If you do want to use it, you can switch the units as well. Here you have the doors page. Here you have the autopilot page, if you did want that up and put it on second monitor or something. This is to switch the TCAS down here, so you'll see it switches between your vertical speed and a digital there. This is to bring up your TMS, and this is your weather radar, and you can switch the liveries from here as well. I'm gonna just get rid of that, mainly being because I've bound a button on my Honeycomb Bravo, so I can bring up the checklist via a button. Let's go ahead and get the aircraft going then. So we'll have the checklist on the side and we'll go through it. So gear lever is down, radar, which is down here, is off. You can see that is off. Transponder is in standby, which is here. The air brake is in, which is this lever. That is in. Flaps are up. Nav lights on, so they'll go to high intensity today. Batteries on. Oh yes, the sounds are very good, by the way. Really like the sounds. The engines are really quiet, so you don't really even hear the engines on startup. You do hear them on your takeoff roll though. How realistic it is, I don't know. I've never been in a BAE-146, but from what I can tell, obviously this jet is known for being really quiet. It is nicknamed the Whisper Jet, so that could be why. Alright, so let's check the batteries then. So battery 1, we have well over about 25 volts there, and battery 2 is the same, so that's good. Gear down, we'll check that they're 3 greens, which they are. Brakes yellow and park, which is down here, so you can switch between the yellow and the green hydraulic system, and then you pull it to park, so that is parked. We'll just reset the master warnings here. Anti-skid lift spoilers, we'll turn those on, which is up here. Here we are. So anti-skid and the lift spoilers can go on. While we're here, we'll get these on as well. Alright. Electrical panel then, we want all of these to go on, and we'll get the GPU connected. There it is, so we're now on external power. Brilliant. Pity the UFMC is not working on Mac ARM 64. They're working on update fixes. Oh, really? Well, thank you for letting me know. On Windows, it seems to be working fine. But yeah, hopefully they get that fixed. The UFMC is actually quite nice. It's quite cool to use. It's not too bad at all. So, where were we then? Bus ties, standby inverter, we've done that. Gen 1 and 4 off. APU gen can go on, and we'll start the APU and APU master. Fire handles are in, ground tests are complete, so we'll do that next. So you can pull this here, and it does a load of tests. And we can do an annunciator test here, and check everything is working. The only thing that bothers me a little on the plane is sometimes it's hard to see where the switches are. Yeah, absolutely. A couple of times I've had to click it a few times to figure out what position the switches are in, but I think that was probably an issue the real pilots had as well, so it's kind of carrying that issue across, I suppose. Not a JustFlight issue, you know, they modeled it as per real life, but yeah, just a cockpit design choice that maybe wasn't the best, hence why we don't see these kind of switches anymore, really. We've got external AC power, APU's on, master warning, we've done that, annunciators tested. Emergency lights, will arm those. So there's flight deck emergency lights, which we can arm. And then there is the cabin emergency lights, which we'll arm, and we'll get the no smoking signs on while we're up here. DC pump test. So here. So I believe if we get the AC pump on, and then a brake, yeah, low pressure. Alright. Flight deck safety, AC pump PTU on and check, so we'll put that on, get the PTU on, and you can see now the green system is also pressurized. And we'll keep those on just for now because we need those to put these stairs down and stuff. So thrust levers are they're in the off position. We'll leave those on because we need them. Engine anti-ice can go on. Heaters will be off, that's here. Wingtail ice protection, that's here, they're off. Flight deck emergency lights, we've done that, they're armed. Control disc handles in, I don't know what those are. I think they might be, oh yeah, they're down here, they are in. Yaw damper can go on, both, and autopilot is off. Alright, so let's continue with our flow here. We'll get the left inner pump on, that's for the APU. Let's see. And let's quickly open the door. And we have a jetway, so let's call it jetway. And doors open. There is stairs, I'll show you that at Spokane. Right now we have a jetway. And yeah, we'll get the hydraulics off then, for now. And we'll continue with the flow here. So, electrical panel looks good. Galley power can go on. We're on APU gen now. So, we're on the APU gen. That all looks good. This all looks good. We'll get the eye detection on. Packs can go on. APU air can go on. And we'll get some lighting up here as well. Good stuff. Like I said, it's a lot of fun to fly. I will just get these up. We'll get a bit of warm air going in. It's like, what, 17 degrees? A little bit chilly. So get some warm air going in. Get the lighting up. Panel lighting. Textures actually look pretty good in some places here. Like right now, those textures look fantastic. So yeah. I am quite happy with the textures, to be honest. I just wish that I could run higher settings for higher texture resolution, but they look good to me. Not too bad at all. We'll get the oxygen valve on, so we'll twist it anti-clockwise here. Brilliant. And let's do our weight and balance. So let me get our OFP up on the tablet here. So we have, today we have 84 passengers on this American Airlines flight. And then we have 2.2 in cargo. So I think the max is 800 here. We can't put any more than that. So we'll match our zero fuel weight up, which is 31.7, we're 31.9. That's perfectly fine. We'll take that. Fuel, we need 4.2. So we'll take off 800. We'll take off 400 from here. So now we have 4.2. Perfect. By the way, these are for the reflections, so you can enable and disable reflections if you wanted to. And weight and balance is done. You can change the units down here as well, and you can click this and it takes you to Avitab, which is really cool. Was it UFMC or UNS1 used the most? So most of them were actually just VOR navigation, old school, and then a few of them were fitted, retrofitted with a UFMC. I don't know how many have the UNS. I've tried looking at for images and stuff, but I couldn't find any with the UNS. So that might have been a rare retrofit or something. But I think most of them were VOR navigation and or a UFMC is my understanding at the moment. But nevertheless, I'd love to see Amy's UNS1. Of course, Amy from FlyJSim has her UNS on the Q400 and also the TalkSim Citation 525. I'd love to see that implemented here. That'd be really cool. So, weight and balance is done then. Pressurization now. SimBrief has filed flight level 270. On my test flight earlier, flight level 270 was a bit high, we were struggling. So we're going to go for 250 today. I think that'll do us just fine. So, we'll set up the FMC, and I am going to get my... IFR clearance here. We're using sane tensions today for our ATC. Okay. And alright, so let me get the frequencies here. So good job we have Navigraph because it's so good for grabbing frequencies and stuff. Right, ATIS is 118. So actually let's get both of these on. On. Something funny I noticed here is when you transfer the oh, it doesn't do it on this one. Interesting. Alright, never mind. Let's get 118 one set for the ATIS. And then we'll preset clearance, which is 1280. One set intentions. Oh yeah, see this? How it changes the knob texture. It's a strange bug there. Right. Set intentions. Are you going to give me my ATIS? Oh wow, hey, Q8 pilot, member for 10 months. Q8, thank you very much. I'm sorry I missed your stream earlier. I caught the ending. I caught your beautiful landing into, where was it? Istanbul, wasn't it? So I'll have to go back and watch that. But hey, thank you very much for being here, and thank you for your continued support, my friend. Alright. Right, say intentions, why are you not...
8.
There we are.
2.6. Altimeter 3021. Density altitude 600 feet. Arriving runways 34 center, 34 left. Departing runway 34 right. Advise on
so
initial
I think our
contact.
runways
You
are
have
correct.
Information uniform.
So it's information uniform.
Seattle Tacoma.
And I'm just going to listen out for the Q&A here. Wonder if any BAE-146 actually has a GTN 750 since it's supported. I was thinking this shipped up as well. I was thinking this. It has the RXP GTN 750 integration, but not the TDS, and I'd love to see the TDS integrated. Altimeter 3021, so let me switch the frequency.
Departing runway.
Hey, one for a welcome. How's it going, my friend? So 3021 for the QNH, and we'll set it on all of them. They aren't linked, unfortunately, and I don't think there's a way to link them, but that's fine. So involved aircraft, 3021 set, perfect. So QNH is set. We're on the correct runway. Let's get our IFR clearance then, and I'll just check where we are. So I need to start my flight on Elevatex. If you guys don't know, I've been using Elevatex since its beta release, and I am really liking Elevatex at the minute. As a lightweight tracking software, it is fantastic. Right. So, what stand are we at? Let me just check this real quick. We are at stand Bravo 7 Alpha according to Navigraph. So
Alaska
let's get the
traffic at your 12 o'clock, 3 miles.
clearance.
Same altitude, 737. Alaska 1234, contact Seattle Tower on 119.9er.
9 altimeter 3021. Density altitude 600 feet.
Right, it switched my frequency. So it was 1280, wasn't it? I don't know why it's doing that. There we are, 1280. Okay. Seattle clearance, American 818 stand Bravo 7 Alpha information uniform on board. Aircraft type BAE-146. Request IFR clearance to Spokane, please. Alrighty.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
Shipped up, I did the exact same thing. I blew my engines on my first takeoff. I did the exact same thing.
American 818. Cleared to Spokane via the JustFlight departure. Then as filed. Climb and maintain 6,000. Expect flight level 27010 minutes after departure. Departure on 120.4 squawk 1721. Expect runway 34 right.
Clear to Spokane via the JustFlight 1 departure, then as filed. Climb maintain 6,000. Expect flight level 27010 minutes after departure. Departure on 120.4 squawk 1721, and we'll expect runway 34 right, American 818. Alright, so I know they said flight level 270 there. Once we're in the air, we'll tell them we're unable, and then we'll do 250. Right. So 6,000 initially.
818, read back correct.
Oh, hello. What's that? We'll wind this down. I like these animations, by the way. I do think the animations are pretty good. Right, 6,000 is set. We actually need to get this on. And then, so 6,000 is set. We'll arm that. The departure frequency was 1204, so I'm going to preset that in here. 1204 is set. We can also go down here. Hopefully you can hear me over the chatter in the background. If you can't, do let me know. We'll put our flight plan in here. Sorry, our flight number in here. So we are
Delta 197 heavy, read back correct.
Alpha Lima 818. Alright, so we can click this again, and then we need to squawk 1721. So 1721 is set. We'll get the brake temps on, leave it on max. That works for me. So I think that looks good. Let's go into the UFMC here, and we'll go. You can change, by the way, the units. So actually we want that in kilos. So units kilos is set. And alright, so the airport, we are at Kilo Sierra Echo Alpha, stand Bravo 7 Alpha.
Repeat the squawk only for Fliggity 585.
And alright, so route, then we are at
Fliggity 585, cleared to
Kilo,
Papa,
Golf, Echo,
Alpha,
Golf.
November Charlie, Bangor 9, DEMS filed. Climb
We
maintain
are
4000, expecting flight level
818.
320 and 10. Departure frequency 119.2,
Runway, we are
squawk
doing
5642.
34 right, which is what we
Fliggity
planned.
585, read back correct.
34 right, alright, so we'll activate execute that, and then we can go departure, doing 34 right, on the JEFPO 1, and yeah, we'll put JEFPO in, right, go back to route, JEFPO, and alright, let's get the OFP up. Really like this plane, used to fly from Malaga to Melilla until it crashed in 98, oh wow. Huh. Yeah, unfortunately I've not seen any of these in real life. I would love to one day. I really, really would. They are cool, really cool aircraft. Actually, I have seen one in real life, but it was at something like 40,000 foot. So, cruising overhead.
Read back correct.
It was quite high up. I can't remember what altitude it was at exactly.
Alaska,
Right.
1182, request IFR to Palm Springs.
After JEFPO, we're going to Zelak.
India.
Zelak, and then we're off to Zadon. And then we are going to... oh no, so it's Zadon first. Alright, let's just do this. Zadon. And then Zelak. Just like a Boeing FMC, pretty standard really. So Zadon, Zelak, then down to Ziran. Then Zuma. And then we're on the arrival. So then we go to departure, arrival, ILS runway 21.
Air Canada
There we are, ILS 21 on the Zuma 2, and we'll leave it at that. Check for
Air Canada 1231,
discos.
read back correct.
Yeah, so this needs fixing.
Seattle clearance, good morning. Southwest 101 with information India, IFR to San Francisco.
Alright, so
Southwest 101, read back
we
correct.
need to bring this Zoomer up to this Zoomer, and that should be fixed. Yeah, okay, and this disco, I will connect it, but that's kind of supposed to be there, because they don't actually link up. We'll get vectors, but that's fine. And alright, so, we're going up to 250 today. Cost index, now the OFP on SimBrief doesn't give me one, so I'm just going to put 200 in here. I don't think it matters, because we have no VNAV anyway. And then the reserves are... reserves 1.7 and gross weight CG, that's all correct. Good.
Requesting
Takeoff then, it'll be flaps 18 takeoff, and those are our V speeds, which we don't actually use, we use these anyway. So let's power on the TMS, test it.
1232 TBM 9 or 735.
And I'm gonna just go over to ground 1217.
Read back correct.
1217, just for the chatter, it's getting a bit loud. So we'll go over to 1217. Seattle is busy over here. This can go to standby for the weather radar. Alright. So the TMS is tested. We'll click takeoff now. Select our TREF, which is our outside temperature, and it's almost 20 degrees. Let me check the METAR. What does the METAR say? METAR is not loading. We'll go by this here. That's looking to me like 19 degrees. So you can click this. You can use the scroll wheel here, And go to 19 degrees, takeoff set, flaps 18, and now watch this. We click this, and all our bugs get set, and our V-speed gets set here as well. Brilliant. Maybe I'll fly BAE into into London tomorrow. Oh yeah, I haven't done London City yet, but I really want to. I do want to do that. So external power is we're on APU gen, so we'll get the external power off, and we will close the doors. Let's get rid of the jetway. And yeah, there we are. The doors are closing. Doors are closed. Next. So this departure, let me just have a look on this departure. So this departure states, so for 34 right, climb heading 344 to 940 feet, then direct bod, then on track 342 to cross border. Okay, so that's just a RNAV departure. So we put this on RNAV, both sides. There we are, no VOR today.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
6,000 set, we don't need any of those. Flight directors can go on. TMS is set, takeoff bugs are set, QNH is set, anti-ice is on. Everything else looks good. We got all the fuel pumps on. That all looks good to me. We'll get the entry and logo light on. Oh, it's a bit hot in the cabin now. Let's turn those down. Alright. Let's do the checklist then. So before start, safety exterior checks complete. Brakes yellow and park brass temp. So you can see there's some pressure here and the temps here 23, that's fine. Thrust levers are in the fuel off position. Hydraulics all off. Which they are. Fuel panel checked and set. Let's see how much fuel do we have just to confirm. So our minimum takeoff fuel is 3992. And we have just under 20, under 2 tons, and that looks good. Oh no, we have 2 tons just under in each, and then about 600 kilos, so that's more than enough. Ice detector is on. We did the pressurization. Lights are set. Aircon checked and set. We've done that. Fasten seatbelt signs can go on. Flow meters zeroed. Fuel contents checked. Flight data recorder is set. Navigates, that's fine. Altimeters are set. We've done a briefing. Master cautions, I believe, or master warning system. That's fine. TMS and anyone bugs are set. So, right, let's get the tug. Now, better pushback is broken with a BAE-146. It doesn't really work properly, so we're just going to use it to push back. Well, it won't listen to where we want it to go anyway. You'll see what I mean. But it's still kind of half usable. I don't know what that is. The weird shadows going on. Alright. And we're on ground frequency, I believe. We are. Let's call ground, get pushback clearance. Seattle ground, American 818, stand Bravo 7 Alpha, request push and start. Alright. Better pushback is doing its thing. Yeah, good. I don't know why they're not responding. Hey, Yvonne Williams, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Seattle ground, American 818, request push and start.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
American 818, push and start approved,
There we
tail
go.
north.
Push and start approved, tail north, American 818. Alright, tail north, which is correct, because we're on runway 34, which is the longest runway here at Seattle. Let's get the pushback. It doesn't actually follow it, but we'll do it anyway.
Please show me where you want to go.
So yeah, we'll push back onto Whiskey here. Alright, I think they're still connecting up.
So connected and bypass pin and circuit. Release parking brake.
Okay, so let's get the beacon on. And we'll release the parking brake.
Starting pushback. And you may start engines.
Alright, so before start checklist then, APU gen is set. We're on APU gen. Beacon is on, packs and APU air off. Since we are starting from the APU. Engine anti-ice on, which they are on here. AC pumps on. So we'll go on. Fuel pumps are all on. And then we can go ahead and start the engine. So to start the engine, very simple. Start master goes on. You select the engine you want to start. So we're going to do 4312 today. And hit start. And then all we need to do is monitor the N2 Ryzen here. And I'm going to unlock the fuel here. And that 15%, bring it up into low idle. And for ease, I'm just going to unlock all of them here. It's just quite literally easier. And you can see here how it just doesn't work.
Good evening,
So,
ground.
yeah,
Pilatus.
we've got to deal with that. Hopefully better pushback.
Picking up
Or just like pitch that.
Stand by.
Ronan, direct Spokane will be at 27,000 feet with information uniform.
So, good start on engine number 1.
Stand by.
Go for engine number 2, hit start. Monitor that N2 Ryzen. There it is. 15%, we'll put the fuel in. As you can hear, the engines are very quiet. I can't even hear them myself at the minute. Again, whether that's realistic or not, I have no idea.
So it's disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
And we'll wait for number 3 to stabilize. Number 3 is stabilized. We'll go to number 1 now and hit start. There goes the N2. And 15%. We'll get the fuel in. There it goes. Let it stabilize. So as you can see, the BAE-146 might be daunting, but it's really not. It's really not too daunting at all. Not sure why my FPS dies slightly when I look over here. Good start on engine number 1, and we'll start engine number 2 finally. There's the N2 rising. And in goes the fuel. And we'll let that stabilize, and then we'll carry on with our checks. So I have got into some flows in this aircraft, my own flows basically. Alright, and that's almost stable here. Yep, looking good. Alright, so that can go to off. Start master can go off. The gens can go on, and the engine fuel pumps can go on as well. APU air and the packs can go back on as well. Hey HD Sim, welcome. No, this is not the default SCA scenery. This is JustFlight design scenery. It's for X-Plane 11, but there's an X-Plane 12 enhancement mod for it, which I also have installed. That's on the forums. But this is the Drishalmac design Seattle Airport. You get this, Payne Field, Boeing Field, and the other one, BFI, or Everett, or something. You get 5 airports in total, I believe. If you put exclamation DEP in the chat, you should get a link to it. So, alright, all of these can go on as well now. So, after start checklist end, start power is in norm. Start and master is off. Engine anti-ice as required. We don't need the anti-ice today, so we'll turn that off now. Gens are on. You gotta flick them twice actually to get those on. Brake fans auto on, which is up here. We'll put those in auto. APU engine air is required, so on the APU air. We will go over to the engine air as well, and packs are on. TMS is set, doors are closed, ground equipment is removed, transponder will set to TA. There we are. Hey, Cubing Demon, welcome. Alright, let's get to our taxi clearance then. So, Seattle ground, American 818, request taxi, runway 34 right.
American 818, taxi to runway 34 right via Bravo.
34 right via Bravo, American 818. Right. I already have the senior review link for the mod. Yeah, HGSim, if you just type in into Google, I can send you a link later if you can't find it, but if you just Google Seattle Airport's Enhancement XP12 mod by Hornet Aircraft on the forums, you should find it. It's on the forum by Hornet Aircraft. If not, I'll send you a link later. I just remembered as well, let's set flaps. So on the Q8 pilot's video, the textures here looked a lot better for him on a higher texture settings. For me, I'm on medium textures, so they don't look as good. But on his, they look very, very good. So it seems like this aircraft is a bit more sensitive to the texture settings you have set. But there we are, we have flaps 18 set. Alright, I think we're good to go. Get our Tobii eye tracker going. And we'll taxi on out of here. So we'll get the taxi lights on. And we're just going to be on Bravo all the way down. You may be able to select high-res texture to parts of the plane and plane maker. Yes, absolutely, you're correct. Human Demon, that is something we could do if we wanted to. Wow, that's an interesting mic. But yeah, anyway, I of course wanted to show you guys the aircraft as it is out of the box.
Departure on 119.2, squawk 4742.
HGSim is by Hornet Aircraft.
Alaska 48, read back correct.
I'm not sure what this Sun Country 737 is doing here. Let me... what is the tower frequency just to get it ready? As we taxi here to the runway. Looks like there's an Alaskan E-Jet there waiting. Tower is 119.9, alright. Yeah, it's not bad scenery. I tried to use the mesh patch that's also on the forums, but it gave me performance issues for some reason. As soon as I made it auto tile with the mesh patch, which is supposed to be used on this, it just killed my FPS, probably due to the poly count, so I'm just using normal auto mesh today. But it still works just fine. There's a couple of floating bits, but it's not too big of a deal.
Could you repeat the squawk, please?
And we'll line up behind this E-Jet. In fact, we'll go around it, I think. I don't know how long they're gonna be there. But we'll concede to them. we need to do the pre-takeoff checklist, and then we'll be good to go. I've got no idea. Oh, there's a Qatari triple. Looks like they're waiting for the runway as well. Got it? Brilliant, HG Sim. I don't know what this Qatari triple is doing. I might restart game traffic global. Because clearly, there it is. Clearly it got stuck. Alright, let's do the pre-takeoff checks then. So, brakes, they're fine. Flaps are set. Instruments are checked and set. Flight directors are as required. Trims set and checked. I'm just going to set the heading bug to the runway heading here. So we'll just match it. There we are. Trim. Let's put this in the green band. Config. So we'll hold this. Oh, hello. What have we not set properly? Oh, that might be because of the parking brake. There it is. So, takeoff config. So if that sounds, you got something wrong, basically. Nav aids, transponder can go TARA. Briefing reviewed. Continuous ignition for takeoff. Cabin secure, so we can actually tell them.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
There we are. I like the call-outs. You'll hear the call-outs when we're in flight as well. They're really good. Radar as required. That can go to WEX. AC pump on, which it is. Lights and transponder strobes on. We'll do the lights in a second after we get takeoff clearance. TMS is set. Control checked. Master warnings. Alright, good. Let's get our takeoff clearance then. So we'll go over to tower, which is 1199. Seattle Tower, American 818, holding short, runway 34 right, fully ready.
American 818, Seattle Tower, runway 34 right, winds 305 at 8. RNAV.V cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 34 right, RNAV.V. Alright. We're gonna jump ahead of this 7.5 here. And we'll get the lights on then. So, landing lights are on.
248, welcome
Strobe
to
lights
Seattle.
are on.
Contact ground on 121.7.
Ground at 121.7.
DB Vetter, yes. I'm glad that that JustFlight are making stuff for X-Plane again. They've done some of their PA-28s. They've done, of course, in collaboration with Randa. They've done their Duchess as well. So, yeah, I do like JustFlight products. I really do. I'm reviewing their PA-28 now, actually, at the minute. So do keep your eye out for that. Alright, so takeoff then. What we're going to do is we're going to hold the brakes. So, we're going to spool them up 40% roughly and let them stabilize. Stable. And we'll advance the throttle.
TMS set to takeoff.
There we are. And we're going to keep advancing the throttle until we get takeoff thrust. You should see these blue arrows go out, I believe. There we are. There we are. So the blue arrows are
Power
out.
set,
Takeoff
N1
is
achieved.
through. Get off the brakes. Forward pressure on the yoke. Do we have the yoke? There it is. Off we go.
Speed alive, both sides.
Yeah, listen to those call-outs.
80
Really
knots
good.
cross-checked.
I wish more aircraft did call-outs like this.
V1.
Go on,
Rotate.
and rotate.
V2.
Right, so 10 degrees initially.
Positive rate of
We've got
climb.
to 15
gear up.
degrees. Gear can go up. Trim. Good. And we'll just pitch down so we can speed up here. We'll go LNAV. And they just say contact departure, so contact departure, American 818. So we're on LNAV, following LNAV, and we're just going to speed up until we get to 220, and then we'll hit IAS. There's no VNAV in this aircraft. In the meantime, I will contact departure.
V2 +10, safe flight speed, select flap 18.
Flap 18, which we're already on, so we won't do anything. Shuttle departures, American 818, climbing through altitude 2,300 for 6,000. And we can go flaps up now. Shields is following LNAV.
American 818, Seattle departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 4,000 direct JetPo.
Climb maintain 4,000 direct JetPo, American 818. Right, so they said 4,000 and direct JetPo. So let me just get the IAS set.
Maintain 4,000 and proceed direct JetPo when able.
There's about 220, so we'll go autopilot on. Direct JetPo. Right. And we're only going up to 4,000. For now. And then they'll give us a high altitude, hopefully.
American 818, climb and
Max
maintain flight level 210.
Here we are, 210. 210. Fly the aircraft. Climb maintain flight level 210, American 818. Alright. And I'm just gonna go VS here for a second and pitch it up a little bit. I just want us to slow down until we're at 220 and then hit IAS again, because we are climbing like an absolute rocket right now. Climb and maintain flight level 210, American 818. Right, there's about 220, 230-ish, so we'll go back to IAS mode, and now it's going to pitch to maintain that IAS. Lovely. Alright, it's all very quick in this aircraft, but oh, it is fun. There we are. Yeah, MCT is set. Good.
Yeah, Diamond 772 Romeo, should we contact Dallas?
And now what we can do is we reduce our thrust levers to match this as much as possible until the blue lights go out. Slowly reducing them. This is what I've heard at least. We're getting up to... maybe not, maybe I'm doing this completely wrong. Yeah, this doesn't seem right. Right, yeah, we're just gonna go MCT. There we are. Oh no. We just killed our engines. Oh lord. Guys, I haven't had this on my other...
18, climb and maintain flight level 270.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I didn't have this on my other flights. That's completely my fault. I screwed that one up, didn't I? Let's get the engine started pretty quick. Whoops. Yeah, that's completely my fault.
Skyhawk 9898 Quebec Seattle approach cleared direct LMNN. Cross LMNN at or above 3000.
I'm ignoring ATC at the minute because Aviate, Navigate, Communicate. Right, don't worry guys, we'll get back on track here.
Cross LMN at or above 3000.
Get these engines restarted. Alright, we are back in business. Okay, we are back in business. Right, so MCT. Advance the thrust levers until we get to be selected. Yeah, that was completely my fault. But you gotta... I slammed the thrust levers forward. I shouldn't have done that. Right, we'll leave them there, that's fine. We can get the landing lights off. Okay, I think we got ourselves sorted. And they say climb maintain 270. Climb maintain flight level 270, American 818. Okay, there we are. Jeez. Back in business. Lovely. Right. So yeah, we're climbing in IAS mode. We can actually go, if we go IVS, pitch down slightly. What we can do is allow the aircraft to speed up to 250. Right, I'm gonna hit sync as well. They should sync all of them. Just sync our throttles, there we are. That's better. Yeah, shipped up, absolutely. I agree. Alright, well, I apologise for that little blunder. That was definitely not the plan. But that's the good thing about this aircraft. It is, it's difficult. Right, let's get the aircraft speeding up a little bit by pitching down on the VS. There goes the aircraft, and then we'll go back into IAS mode. Beautiful. And there's about 250, so we'll go IAS. Alright, good. Is a start in flight possible in the real world? I would presume so, yes. If you did that by accident in the real world, I presume you should be able to restart the engines. Not the way I did it, because I just quite literally hit start on all the engines. There would be a procedure. But, you know, I needed to get those going as quickly as possible.
Charlie with you at 6,800 feet, VFR to Sea County International.
So yeah, we'll keep climbing at 250.
Mike Charlie, Seattle approach, roger.
Seattle approach, Bonanza 123, Mike Charlie. Request permission to
enjoy flying the FlyJSim 737-200 on X-Plane 11. I can't wait for that to come to X-Plane 12. I really can't wait for that.
Bravo airspace maintain VFR at or below 5,500 square.
After takeoff checks, then
American 818, contact Seattle Center on 120.3.
Seattle Center 120.3, American 818. Right. And no one will ever know we almost we killed our engines in flight. Seattle Center, American 818, climbing through altitude 16,700 for flight level 270, American 818. We'll tell them we're unable 270 later.
Seattle Center, good afternoon. Snohomish altimeter 30.18.
Altimeter 30.18, American 818. Alright. 3018. Okay, we're gonna, let's just go standard.
The altimeter setting is 30.18E, not a heading.
Yeah, I understood that. A firm, altimeter 3018, American 818. Same tensions does still sometimes miss here. So you gotta be careful. Alright, I think we're good. So yeah, we've got ortho tiles made for the Seattle tile, but we're just about leaving that tile now. You actually cannot tell the difference at all. So this over here is ortho for XP, this is also ortho. Blends very well. So now for the rest of the flight, we'll be on ortho. How's Beta 6 have been holding off in 4? I would stay on 4, so 5 was a complete write-off for me. Beta 5 was terrible, couldn't use X-Plane. Beta 6 fixes those issues, but the clouds still look interesting.
Expect the Zoomer 2 arrival. Prepare to descend in roughly 20 minutes. Say the word if you want to descend sooner.
We'll expect the Zoomer 2 arrival, and we'll prepare the descent to American 818. Yeah, so Beta 6 works for me. I don't have major issues other than the clouds look weird at times, and there's still some visual bugs, so I would stay on 4.
128.3 to Papa Bravo.
Alright, can we push the engines just a little bit more? Get climbing here. Not using map enhancement, no. I have it installed. I need to just test it more. Every time I've used it, it's been the same as ortho for me, like performance and quality wise. So yeah, they're really both the same. I'm just using ortho today because that's what I chose, really. But I need to try the premium map enhancement version, to be fair. Guys, this is this Mount Pleasant, if I'm correct, right? Out of Seattle. Can you make a video on the Fearless 747? I will do as soon as I learn how to fly it. I'm planning to do a video series on this aircraft, a tutorial video series on this aircraft. Hopefully one where we don't kill the engines mid-flight. But yeah, as soon as I learn the Fearless 747, I'll do some tutorials on that as well. Once I learn it well enough, you know, to a point where I can make a tutorial for it. Absolutely. It is quiet back here. I understand why they say this is the whisper jet. How cool. Beautiful aircraft. Brilliant. And actually, speaking of, we can get the APU air and the APU off now. And yeah, those are off. Good. All right.
US Air 1211, climb and maintain flight level 370.
So yeah, so after takeoff, we're doing this a bit late, but
flight level 320.
gear is up, flaps are up, TMS is as required, engineers on, APU is off, packs are on, pressurization is checked.
Flight level 320.
And pressurization, look at that, perfect. We can put the VNAV here, it will give us our VNAV profiles. Do you think the IXE G737-300 is worth it? I like it, I do enjoy flying it. I think it's a little bit expensive for what it is. Just slightly, but I think, you know, it is pretty good. I only have one bug with it, or not even a bug, I don't know if it is a bug, but I can't, when on the descent, I can't open the speed window and select my own airspeed, unfortunately, for the auto throttle. Other than that, it works just fine. Decent performance. I used it with a Mango Studio sound pack and it sounds great, so yeah, it's a little bit expensive maybe, but other than that, it's pretty good in my opinion. Saw something about plane spotting in the most unexpected setting ever when we went through the East German intelligence documents about the movement of politicians, military planes in history. Oh wow, very interesting. I bought the Fearless 74 at last sales day, haven't done it. Von, I've had it for 18 months. It will be coming up to 2 years. I've had it and I have not completed a flight on it. Just because I haven't had the time to sit down and learn it, but I need to do that at some point. I do need to do that. So I saw someone ask a question earlier about why they open the speed brake or the air brake at the back just prior to landing. I got no idea why. I know it's part of the normal operations, but why they do that, I honestly have no idea. No idea. But hey, this scenery looks great right now. Beautiful. Remember, we are flying 2 sectors. 1,000 to go. I'm going to notify ATC that we're going to stay at 25,000. Seattle Center, American A-18. We're going to climb to flight level 250 due to performance. So we got cleared for 270, but we're not going to go all the way up to 270.
American 18, climb and maintain flight level 250.
Climb and maintain flight level 250, American 818. Climb and maintain flight level 250, American 818. Every time I say climb maintain, it mishears me and says can't maintain. Slightly annoying. Yeah, there we are. We released the passengers. They can do what they want. Release crew.
The cabin crew have been released to begin their service, but please note that the seatbelt signs are still on.
Alright. If you want to learn a classic aircraft in XP12, I recommend 737-200 when it comes out. It's easier to learn with just one pilot. Yeah, I would love that. I really would. I think the BAE-146 is actually quite nice to learn. It's really not too bad at all. Might be a nice step to the 747-200. Hey Dave, welcome. It's been a while. Auto-Ortho's cruise to Puchin, Alabama, all water. Had no idea until I was on short final to Birmingham. Oh no, really? I've had that once or twice with Auto-Ortho, but otherwise it's been fine for me. Lovely stuff. Should be a cruise checklist then. Oh no, that's just descent. Alright, good. Oh, we're looking good here. And we're speeding up, so generally on the what we'll do, let's set about 270, or we'll go 0.65 we'll do. And you can see the speed. So if you set the bug here, you can also see the speed rising there. So let's go a little bit faster. Let's do 270. You can see your speed fast, slow. So you can see we are currently slower than the bug speed. It's a really nice visual indication. But remember, there's no auto throttle, so we need to, when we get to that speed, we are going to have to throttle down slightly to maintain that speed. Just googled why they use a speed brake prior to landing. Turns out it's due to the low drag, thus they need to deploy it to make a steep descent manage speed. I see, I got you. That makes sense, it's a very slippery aircraft. So, as we get to the required speed, I'm just going to power the aircraft slightly down. And I'm going to get a throttle setting which matches this as much as possible. Generally around 95% N2 works well, I've found. And we'll probably just leave it at that and it's going to hold the speed fairly nicely. Cool. And now we should be able to see to top of descent 63 nautical miles in 10 minutes roughly. Is when we'll hit top of descent. Lovely. There we are, looks pretty good. Can't complain about this terrain at all from Auto-Ortho. Lovely. And yeah, you just wait until we get to the Canadian Rockies. It is beautiful terrain. Definitely not somewhere we can fly a 73 or a 320 into. That is a really, it's a small regional airport.
2 Kilo Hotel, descend and maintain 2000, turn left, heading 325.
Steep descent into London City, that would be fun. Guys, so what I was going to ask is, I'm going to put a poll up. what do you guys want me to fly tomorrow? We have two options. Either the new updated flight back to 767, or we can fly this again if you would like. Up to you. I'm going to put a poll. Which aircraft we're going to fly for tomorrow's stream, and I'm going to let you guys decide what we fly tomorrow. Right, and we'll start that, and we'll let that run. Up to you. If we are in the if we're in the BAE-146, we will be going into London City. So we'll do London City if we are in the BAE-146. What ground service plugins do you use? I use SGES, Simple Ground Extended Services, I think, on the forum. It's freeware on the forum, SGES. Wait a minute, an auto tile and auto for XP, the airport's turned out flat. That could be due to a number of things. If you want, ping me on Discord, and we'll get it sorted out there. There's a couple of reasons why that might happen. You can see here this altitude shows AGL rather than our actual altitude. But here we have our GPS altitude. I don't know why it's 1,000 foot out. I guess it's our GPS altitude. Yeah, good. Ground speed 450 knots. We're making good progress here. Look at that. Speed is bang on. Lovely.
Seattle Center,
43 nautical miles from the center.
1144 with you.
So let's prepare here.
1144, Seattle Center. Good afternoon.
I'm going to get my ILS frequencies set.
Flight level 350, American 0041.
So ILS frequencies are 1111. So let's get that set. 1111, and we will activate that. And then we'll get 111 set on VHF2. And then course is 212. That's 212 seems to be already set from my last flight. 212 set for the ILSs, good stuff. And what we'll do when we are ready to do our ILS, we can simply flick this to nav, and it'll start using the radio navigation. And then we're good to go. But we are a long way off that. And yeah, you get a bunch of liveries with this aircraft. I think there's a total of about 25 to 30 liveries. For the 100, the 200, the 300, the military variants, the cargo variants as well.
Airfield for landing instructions is 123.5. Good day.
And it's pretty cool. The name of the livery dictates whether the aircraft you are flying is the passenger, military, or the cargo variant. So if in the X-plane selection you don't see the cargo variant, don't panic, just select the cargo livery and it automatically adjusts everything for the cargo variant, which is really cool. Of course, today we are flying the passenger variant. Yeah, it looks good. For £30, for the price it is, 30 British pounds, which is, what's that, around 26, 25 maybe, US dollars. It's, sorry, 35 or 36 US dollars. We can't complain. That's a very, very decent price from JustFlight, in my opinion. Yes, Dave, I do agree with this. This is what I was saying earlier. I do wish JustFlight would have updated it a little bit compared to their Microsoft Flight Sim version. So, you know, they added their new EFB. They added some extra features in the cabin with the boarding music, the coffee maker, all that sort of stuff. Some brief integration.
When you're ready, descend and maintain 15,000. Altimeter 30.10.
Cleared Zimbabwe arrival into Spokane, and we'll descend altitude 15,000 when ready. Altimeter 3010, American 818. I do wish JustFlight would have updated it a little bit more, but I think if they did, then we wouldn't have, it wouldn't be the price it is, so yeah. For the price it is, I think it's very decent. But I do agree, Dave, the Microsoft Flight Sim version does look a lot better, other than, I guess, the flight model, which is just a Microsoft Flight Sim thing, as you know. But yeah, the Microsoft Flight Sim version looks very good, and I'm very tempted. But yeah, for $30, for £30, sorry, yeah, this is not bad at all. It really is not bad at all. And for those of you that own the X-Plane 11 version, you do get a 40% discount. So I think for you guys, it will come to like 22, 23 pounds for you guys, or even less, 18, I think. We just got descent. What did they say? Descent, maintain 12,000, American 818. So the VNAV in this aircraft is interesting. You can see here that we've got 15 nautical miles to the top of the descent. We can actually start that descent earlier, so what we can do is go 12,000 here. Arm it. And then hit VNAV. And now it's going to start the descent a little bit early, which is perfectly fine. And it's going to manage that for us, so that's all good. And we're just going to manage the speed here, so pull the power. And this instrument now here is going to be really useful, just to see if we're fast or slow compared to our bugged speed. Bit more power. Alright, good. We'll set our minimums. Now you can only set radio minimums as far as I know, so no barometric minimums. But we'll set 150. Oh no, we're doing not that. We're doing a Cat 1. So Cat 1 is 200 on the minimums, so we'll set that. Get a bit of power because we're slow. I recently finished my 148 scale SU-35, and man, the reference images I've seen of the heat in my own gen area had the colours of a rainbow. Oh wow. Hey, I'd love to see that on the Discord. I think you've been posting some of them on the Discord, haven't you? They look great. Do carry on doing that, because we all love to see it. And guys, a bit of an update. I did get myself the SimWorks Studio PC12 from Microsoft Flight Sim. I got myself a couple of sceneries for X-Planes. So I got Leipzig, I got the Seattle scenery, and Split as well in Croatia. And then I also got the turbine and piston Dukes in Microsoft Flight Sim, which are some of the best GA in Microsoft Flight Sim. I was really impressed when I watched some streams on it, mainly by V1 Sim, some of his turbine Duke and piston Duke streams, and they look so good. So yeah, we'll be you'll be seeing them on the channel fairly soon as well. Hey, Lawindo Mar Santiago, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Glad to have you here. So Spokane is just in front of us, not too far away now. We can see now we're managing our speed. Oh, we're going fast here, so we'll pull the power a little bit. And if we go VNAV, you can see here our target VS and all that good stuff. So perfect. And yeah, we'll just manage to descend all the way down with our thrust levers. Works pretty good. I'm doing good, thank you. Really enjoying X-Plane 12 at the minute, especially in this beautiful BAE-146, the Whisper Jet. Absolutely beautiful. What a plane. Seriously, a beautiful aircraft. And honestly, not too difficult. Not as difficult as I thought it was going to be to fly this thing. For our descent, we did actually need the P2 on, and I forgot our pressurization. So we need to set the pressurization to our the altitude of the runway. So the runway elevation is 2,400 feet. So let's set that so the pressurization can keep up. So 2,400 is set. Briefing complete, ice protection not required, landing data. So we are doing flaps 33 VREF 115, and it's going to set the bugs. Oh, it's moved my bug, hasn't it? So I'm going to set that back to where it was. I'm glad you're enjoying XP12, Lewinto. I don't know if you ever read into the topic, but what is causing all of those heat stains on Russian planes? Is it just the materials and doesn't drain damage to metals over time? I think it's the materials. It would be my guess, shipped up. I presume they're using different materials than the Western world, and I also imagine they're using different grades of fuel as well, which could be something. Also, I want a JustFlight PA-28s, lovely. Yeah, I've got a few of the PA-28s from JustFlight in X-Plane, and they are, yeah, really good. As I said, I'm reviewing one of them right now,
American
and they are pretty good.
Descend and maintain 9,000.
Descend and maintain 9,000, American 818. Alright, down to 9,000 we go. You can actually grab the handle here
American 818, Roger,
and drag it around.
9,000.
Pretty cool. And we're getting past transition altitude, so we'll go local QNH. What's local QNH? When you start XP12 default A330, I'm already flight default A330. I see. Cuban Demon, this has been updated from the X-Plane 11 version, yes. Sangula, is FlyJ Sim working on 737, 727 for XP12? They are. I don't know how long it's going to take. They've been at it a while. But they are working on it, to my knowledge. Altimeter is 3021 at Spokane. Or Spokane, I don't know how we are meant to say it.
American 818, descend and maintain 4900. Turn left heading 030 vectors for the ILS runway 21 approach.
Descend, maintain 4,900, turn left heading 030 vectors for the ILS 21 approach, American 818. Alright, so we need to go down to 4,900 now. And heading. So heading 030 because we're getting vectors. Where's our heading bug? There is our heading bug. So 030. And we can hit heading and we'll go vertical speed. And we'll go down to 250 now. And I'm just going to retard the throttle slightly to help slow us down. And yeah, alright, so now we're vectors. Look at this. Absolutely beautiful. And then what we'll do is when we're at 250, we'll head back onto IAS mode and manage the descent ourselves that way. Right, there's IAS mode. We'll power back up again a little bit to manage that descent. Not too much.
American 818, contact Spokane approach on 123.75.
Spokane approach 123.75, American 818. Alright, 123.75. One, 2, 3, 7, 5. Spokane approach, American 818, descending altitude 14,300 for 4,900, heading 030, inbound for the ILS runway 21 approach. Alright, we're going to start descending a little bit quicker here. Get the landing lights on, passengers seated.
Spokane approach. Good afternoon, Spokane altimeter 30.10. Expect the ILS runway 21 approach into Spokane.
Spokane altimeter 3010, expect the ILS 21 approach to Spokane, American 818. Alright. So descending nicely here. Eagle County is off our right wing somewhere up here. There it is. So descent checklist, we've done all of that. Approach altimeters are set, lights are as required. APU will get on later before landing. Brake fans auto on, they are set. Panel, fuel is set. Cabin notify. Radio altimeter, alright.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
Alright. Good stuff. I am now actually just going to go descent and descent on the I forgot the name of this. On the TMS. And the descent mode just lets you basically, it just means that it increases your low idle thrust setting a little bit to make sure there's enough air for the anti-ice and stuff like that. It's a pretty clever little system. So it might be going through a bit of a cloud here. Overhead panel looks good to me. Cabin altitude is decreasing, perfect, as it should. Now, one thing I don't know, when I select heading 030, it generally is about 20 degrees off to the right. So why it does this, I don't know. I don't know if it's tracking 030 in reality or what's happening.
American 818, turn right heading 060.
Right heading 060, American 818. So right heading 060. And slow it down to 220 now. So go vertical speed mode, let it slow down. We'll just pitch up slightly. It's going to give us the ILS pretty soon. 1,000 to go. Pitch up a little bit more.
Turn right heading 055, 1923. Look at the airport site, GPS 1923.
There it is.
Contact the tower, GPS 1923.
So it's going to level us off.
GPS 1923. Heavy contact Spokane Tower for landing instructions.
And I'm going to go back to sync and hold at 200. So yeah, we'll hold the speed at 200. The runway is off to our right. I'm going to get the APU going in preparation.
Speed checked below 205. Select flaps 18.
So we'll just put a bit of thrust in. We are not going to set flaps 18 just yet, but we're not going to get slow either. We should get a vector fairly soon. Auto has been performing really well today. Quite happy with it. We have our ILS frequencies all set.
American 2456, turn right heading 060.
That's not for us.
Right heavy 060, American 2456.
Any second.
American 818, turn right heading 065.
Right heading 065, American 818. Right, so turn right 5 degrees.
American 818, 7 miles from Sigio. Turn right heading 135, descend, and maintain 3900 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 21 approach.
Right heading 135, descend and maintain 3,900 until established. Cleared ILS 21, American 818. Alright, so let's do this. 3,900. Arm. IAS. I'll lower the throttle so we start descending. And we're going heading 135. There's 135. And then now we're on heading in IAS. What I will do is go to nav here. Now we have the ILS coming in, as you can see. So let's slow it down now. I'm going to get our bugs. What are we at? 113. Or is it 118? 113. Right. And now we'll arm the localizer. And we'll arm the glide slope. Oh, we can't yet. Lower the throttles. We can go flaps 18.
Speed check below 205, select gear down.
Won't go gear down just yet. Come on, give me the glide slope. It will, I'm gonna just make it turn to the right to give us a better intercept angle here. We have flaps 24. Gear can go down.
175, select flaps 33.
There goes the ILS. I don't know why our course is way off.
Contact Spokane Tower on 118.3.
Oh, hello, speed.
Localizer captured.
Still no glide slope. Flaps 33. Tower 118.3, American 818. What was tower 1183?
Glide slope's alive, 1 dot to go.
I don't know why it's not letting me select glide slope. It let me earlier. Okay, well 1183 speed. I'm making a mess of this. I'm going to disconnect.
Autopilot disconnected.
I don't know why my glide slope didn't intercept. Spokane Tower, American 818, established ILS 21. Right, well, this is fine.
American 818, Spokane International Airport Tower. Roger, continue approach.
Continue approach, American 818. Right, landing checklist. AC pump is on auto, I believe. Auto on. Gear is down, brakes, lights as required, flaps are set for landing, cabin is secure, eye protection we don't need it, APU as required, packs as required, TMS disconnected. Alright. My approach on my test sector was perfect. I've got no idea why the glide slope didn't capture there. Maybe I forgot something, but it doesn't seem like it.
63 Echo, negative contact departure.
Yeah, we're contacting departure, 63 Echo.
So as we, just before we cross the threshold, we're going to deploy the speed brakes. The air brake even. Spokane Tower, American 818 is short final, runway 21. Are they going to give us our landing clearance?
300.
There we are, that's late. Minimums continue.
200.
Clear to land runway 21, American 818. I'm not sure you guys heard that, but they did clear us to land.
100.
Right, speed brake goes out.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Ground idle.
Nice. Right. Get the nose wheel down.
Yellow and green spoilers.
Spoilers. Nice.
American 818, welcome to Spokane. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Ground 121.9,
80
American
knots.
818. And
Wake pressure
we'll slow
C.
it down. We'll take this high speed.
Contact departure on 133.35.
Alright, there we are, ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
3.35, Alaska 1491.
Bonanza 359er, contact departure.
Right, landing lights off, flaps up, speed brakes, and 121.9er. Right, I apologise for the glide slope not capturing for whatever reason. And also killing the engines mid-flight. That wasn't very good. But we'll take a look at a replay for sure. Spokane ground, American 818, we have vacated runway 21. Alright, so TMS off. TCAS
American 818,
off.
Spokane International Airport ground, taxi to C2 via Alpha Tango 6. Have a good day.
Taxi to Charlie 2 via Alpha Tango 6, American 818. Yeah, this thing is fun to fly, but wow, is it we should have got the engineers off earlier, but there you go, we forgot. Yeah, it is interesting. A lot of fun, but a lot of work. Flight directors can go off. Charlie 2. We're actually just going to go here because that's easier for us. What's the after landing checklist? Air brakes, flaps, lights, all strobe. Radar, standby. Or we would actually just turn it off. Transponder is as required. Engine anti-ice as required. Aircon, gens, engines. Alright. We can indeed park up here. Remember, we are doing a second flight. So we'll continue on to Canadian Rockies. Lowindo, unfortunately, after we land in the Canadian Rockies, I will run out of time, so we can't do another flight after that. Alright, and we'll taxi on here. Auto DGS, my Marshalls isn't working for default airports. No idea why, but it's fine, it's not critical. Alright, so we will get the brakes on. APU is on the gen. APU air can go on now. We're on APU and we'll kill the engines. So to do that, we just need to unlock them again. And we can kill all of them. There we are, there it goes. And yeah, not a great approach, but there it is. No, this is not vertical sim. No, this is default. I did consider the vertical sim scenery, but not yet. Maybe next time. Hey Owen, welcome. How's it going, my friend? Glad to have you here. Alright, let me end the flight on Elevatex. It has done it automatically. And Elevatex says a landing rate of 7. just so you guys know I'm not lying here. 7 feet per minute. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. That was one of my best landings in this aircraft. Alright, so let's take a look at the replay and then we're going to continue on to the Canadian Rockies then. So, let's see. Let's do this. Take a second to load the replay. Alright, here we go. Oh yes, can't complain about that one at all. There go the spoilers, there goes the air brake, lovely.
Runway 20, or runway cleared for takeoff, Alaska 913.
Shot, beautiful.
Information Lima is now current. Altimeter 3002.
What a beautiful aircraft. Oh yes. I really like how the 146 flies. The flight model is fantastic. Obviously I can't speak to how a real world 146 flies, but this one feels great. See the air brake opening up there? Oh yes, right on the center line. And there goes the brakes. I'll show you my the way I've got this set up because it's pretty interesting and it works fantastic with the Honeycomb Bravo as well. So there it is. Let's do a tower view and then we will continue on to the Canadian Rockies where we have some beautiful, beautiful terrain. What do you think of the aircraft? TSC 777, I really like it. For the price, honestly, cannot complain. Very fair price. Really enjoying it. Really, really enjoying it. Held it off. Got into some pilot-induced oscillations there a little bit, but wasn't too bad. One of my better landings in the 146. Oh, look at that. I love the way it looks. It's so unique. So unique. Lovely. Right.
Sync.
So, let's do this. Let me get open my. Let's see. Let's open SimBrief. How is the pole looking? How's the pole looking? I'm not going to end it yet. I'll end it when we land in the Canadian Rockies. It looks like the we've got 27 votes and the flight factor 76 is winning so far. So this is for tomorrow's stream, guys. Letting you guys vote. So we are going to continue with the same call sign. and I think it's that. So there is included, so BAE-146 200 series. You do have, that is the wrong ICAO. There it is, that's better. There is included, JustFlight have got integrated into the sim brief the airframe, so we can set 200 generate. Pretty short flight. When we're explaining fix the lighting way it flickers, yeah, hopefully they fix that soon for the next beta. When they're going to do it, I have no idea, but I hope that gets fixed. Sanjula, I have to go sleep now. Enjoy your stream. Looking forward to your stream tomorrow. Thank you very much, mates. Have a good night, and thank you very much for being here. Like a baby Antonov. Yeah, absolutely. Right, so there's no integrated SimBrief integration, but if you do want to import your flight plan, what you can do is you can do this. So if you go to the SimBrief download section and go to UFMC, which is here, Universal FMC, you can download it. Okay, and you want to go to your X-Plane directory. You can go to custom data, UFMC, flight plans, and you can stick it in here. So put that in there. Brilliant. That is all done. So let me get Elivatex tracking that new flight. Alright, so that's running. And select new flight on say intentions. And I'll update my Navigraph in the background.
Greyhound FedEx 906 Heavy is ready to taxi to the runway.
And let me update this for you guys. So we are departing Eagle County. Actually, no, we're here, Spokane, not Eagle County. To the Canadian Rockies. There we are. That's updated for you guys. And we can get going here pretty soon. We're not going to bother with the boarding and stuff like that. We're just going to get right on our way. Looks like we're not... Oh, we are going to have a SID. We're going to be on the KGEG SID. I know you guys can't see this. I have Navigraph on my tablet, so I can't show you guys. But I'll brief the route in a second. I will bring it up on Navigraph on my PC. And then I'm just going to select the approach here. What scenery injection do you prefer? Map enhancement or auto-ortho? So, historically, I've always been auto-ortho, but recently I retried map enhancement. And it's actually been working pretty well for me, but it's been working exactly the same as auto-ortho. So, the performance and the quality has been exactly the same for me throughout my testing. So, I'm using auto-ortho at the minute, but I need to do some more testing with map enhancement. But yeah, at the minute it's pretty much the same, if I'm completely honest. But I do want to try the premium version of map enhancement as well. Get the gens off. And the engine hydraulics. Right, so we have our flight plan. Let me bring up Navigraph and show you guys, and then we will depart on our way. Alright, so here we are at Spokane, as you can see, and we are going to be, we're parked here at Bravo 6. We're departing runway 21 to the runway we just arrived on the GEG 7, and then it's going to be straight up into Canada. And then it's pretty much no star, just straight onto the ILS X-ray arrival for runway 16 into the Canadian Rockies. It's a really cool airport, so do stay tuned for this. Alright. Let's go. Let's see where we're at. Everything up here looks good. Strobe shouldn't be on. Pump can go off. P2 can go off. All of this looks fine. Fasten seatbelts can go on. Anti-ice heats will go off for now. And alright, let's go ahead and do our routing then. So this is how we can import the route. So we can go to route, and in co-route here we will put KGEG, and then our arrival airport, which was Charlie Yankee X-Ray Charlie, and import, and it's going to import everything for us. But first I am going to get the IFR clearance.
Spokane ground, Delta 10.
So let's just tune ILS frequency.
Delta 1022, Spokane
Not ILS frequency, what am I talking about? The ATIS. So ATIS here is 124325. 24325. The premium version of map enhancement gives you some extra features like preloading, high quality orthos, as it states, and some access to some premium map providers is what it gives you. So 124325 is what we want. There it is.
3,000 feet. Temperature 19er. Dew point 1. Altimeter 3021. Density altitude 3100 feet.
3021.
Arriving and departing runways 21,
that.
26. Advise on initial contact. You have
And
information,
it's information
Victor.
Victor. Alright. And then our
Spokane
clearance is
International
12755.
Airport. Information Victor. 19.
Guys, I really am enjoying this aircraft. So much fun. Let's see if we can get this flight going without any hiccup. I'm just going to reset my trim.
Jet 571 at parking 28.
Alright.
With information.
Let's get to our IFR clearance.
IFR clearance to
Spokane clearance American 818, stand Bravo 6, aircraft type BAE-146, information Victor on board. Request IFR clearance to the Canadian Rockies, please.
Missoula, Jet 571.
And we'll get our fuel and stuff in a second as well. Once we get this IFR clearance,
American 818 cleared to Cranbrook, Canadian Rockies. Radar vector Spokane, then as filed. Climb and maintain 7,000. Expect flight level 19010 minutes after departure. Departure on 123.75, squawk 3555. Expect runway 21.
Cleared to Cranbrook, Canadian Rockies, radar vectors to Spokane, then as filed. Climb maintain 7,000. Expect flight level 19010 minutes after departure. Departure 123.75, squawk 3555. Expect runway 21. American 818. Good stuff. Alright, so we are cleared. Up to 7,000 initially.
American 818,
So
read
we'll
back
set that.
correct.
Departure frequency is 12375, so let's get... Oh, let's get that in here. Right, 12375. Oh wow, Owen Tomlinson has come in with yet another $5 super chat. Owen, thank you very much. Your continued support is very much appreciated. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, Owen. So that's the departure frequency. We're on clearance. Let's go to ground, which is 1219. Yeah, Owen, sincerely, you know, honestly, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. 1219, there we are. So we're on ground. And let's see here. Runway 21, squawk 3555. There's our squawk set. And weight balance. So we are taking 100. Oh, we are fully loaded. 100 passengers up to the Canadian Rockies. Cargo 2.6, but we can't do that much cargo. Oh, we can't. What? Oh, no. Now we can. Interesting. 2.6. Just scroll actually. So 1.3 either side. Alright, 1.3 either side, and then for fuel, let me just check the zero fuel weight. Zero fuel weight there is saying, oh, there we are, we want that in kilos. Jeez, no wonder. So let's put the maximum cargo that we can.
Spokane ground, Catbird 104 at gate 12, requesting pushback and startup.
Alright, so maximum cargo, zero fuel weight is 33339. And we want 34019. So we're a little bit lighter than we should be. No worries at all. We'll take that. Block fuel 4.4. So let's put a bunch extra in here. And I'm going to even these out as well. And then we need 4.4. How the fuel will be distributed in reality, I don't know on this aircraft, but this should be good enough for us. Nice. Alright. So we'll start our second flight here. So that is done. I think we're pretty much ready for departure. We just need to do our FMC. So departure, arrival then, departing runway 21, and we're going to be on the GEG 7. So we'll select that. There is going to be a disco. Yeah, so we only have one waypoint, which is edges, and then we're on our arrival. Speaking of our arrival, is ILS X-ray 16. Is ILS runway 16 XYZ. This one is what we want. There it is. And now we should. Oh, we need to execute that. And then, yeah, this is what we want to see, and we'll remove that disco. There we are. Weather radar standby. Alright, so we're going up to 190. I'm going to put cost index 200. Again, I don't think it changes anything. Reserves is going to be two. And gross weight, that's correct. Takeoff flaps 8. Ooh, it might not be flaps 18. Yeah, it looks like 767's winning at the minute. We should have enough runway for flaps 18. So we'll do that. Alright. So let's just power on the TMS. Go take off and set that like that. Oh, we need to set this actually first. So this can be set to 20 because that is the temperature here. There's a click spot. There it is. Alright, so takeoff and 125 is set. Good. And the bugs are set as well for 92.9, which is 93. Alright, good. Local QNH is already set, of course. We'll arm that. What's the runway heading? So I can get that set. This can go back to RNAV. Heading 211 runway heading, which is just this. So just to get that preset just in case. And I think we're ready for pushback. I'm just going to go through the checklists. So we just want the let's do the before start. So hydraulics all off. Which they are. Hydraulics are all off. Fuel panel checked and set, that's fine. Pressurization, we're going up to 190 today. 190. Is what am I doing? Is yeah, so 190 is set, that's here. Ice detection switch on. I think it's already on. It is indeed. Lights noted, they're fine. Aircon, conditioning and set. Yep, that's fine. Fasten seat belts are on. Flow meter, fuel content, flight data recorder will skip. Nav aid set. Altimeters is set. Briefing. End ones. Alright. I think we are good to go. This all looks good to me. Right, good to go. We're going to get the anti-ice on for takeoff. Not for takeoff, for engine start. And I think good. Cabin temp looks good as well. Perfecto. So, TMS off for the engine start then. Let's get the pushback. In fact, can we... because better pushback doesn't work. In fact, no, we'll use better pushback. Okay. Let's call it.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Where did you get the checklist from? The checklist is included with the aircraft. So here, when you load up, there will be an arrow. If you use your scroll wheel, you can change the opacity of it. If you click here and click to checklist, you'd get a checklist included with the aircraft, or you can bind it to a key bind, which is what I've done to bring it up like that. Basically, but it's included, and it's a really nice checklist. It's not too long, it's not too short. It's perfect. Let's get our pushback clearance then. We should be on ground, so Spokane ground, American 818, stand Bravo 6, request push and start.
American 818, say again.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Oh. Alright, here we are. They didn't hear what I said, so they said say again. Spokane ground, American 818.
Winching strap and adapter in position.
American
Release parking brake when ready to start pushback.
Alright, we're gonna get our clearance then, we'll start the pushback.
American 818, push
Get
and
the
start
beacon on.
approved, tail northwest.
Push and start approved, tail northwest, American 818. Tail northwest, that's fine. Let's tell them where we want to go.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing.
So, tail northwest is this way. You get closer to fly Concorde. Yeah, absolutely. We're getting there. We're getting to the point where we can fly Concorde. Absolutely. And we'll release the parking brake for him. So they'll pull us in. Better push back. Pretty good. I just hope they fix it so we can actually use it properly on this aircraft.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
There it goes. There goes the pushback. Okay, so before start is done, start checklist and APU gen is on, beacon is on, packs and APU off, packs and APU air, sorry, off, AC pump goes on, fuel pumps are on, and then we go through the normal start procedure. Alright, so just like we did last time, we can go start master on, engine number 4, and hit start. I'm just going to unlock them all for ease. And then when we get into about 15%, we'll introduce the fuel, and off it goes. Lovely. And yeah, better pushback doesn't know what it's doing here, so we are going to stop the pushback. Like I said, better pushback is broken. Good start on 4, start number 2.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
We'll set the parking brake. What's
and we're
to
disconnecting
rise?
tow. Give me just a moment.
There it is. We'll introduce the fuel. Whilst our air brakes out. Yeah, the more we do this, the more I'll learn this thing. Yeah, really enjoying this. Honestly, really enjoying this. Did we get flight directors on? We didn't. Good start, number 2. Let's go for number 1. What's that in 2, Rise? Thank you to those of you who are here.
Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
The fueling for number 1. I'm just going to hide the arrow. We'll let that settle, and then we'll start number 2. Right, number 2. Brilliant. All fuel. And while that does that, actually we have no hydraulics, so that's not going to work. We'll get the engine hydraulics going, then we'll set our flaps. So we'll let it stabilize. That looks pretty stable to me. So engine start masters on, APU air on, engine air on, packs on. Gens can come on. Anti-ice off, we don't need that. And pumps on. Alright, I think we're good. After start checklist. Start power is normal, start selector master is off, engine anti-ice as required. Gens on, brake fans auto on. I think they're already there because we turn around. We did. What's the temperatures? 26. That's perfectly fine. Heaters can now go on. On. APU engine air is as required. Packs and cabin air is as required. TMS is on and takeoff. Just as we had that set before. Doors closed, ground equipment is removed, transponder is as required. Okay, so we are looking good and APU stays on for the departure. Alright, let's get our taxi clearance then. So, Spokane ground, American 818, request taxi runway 21.
American 818, taxi to runway 21 via Tango 6, Alpha.
Tango 6 and Alpha for runway 21, American 818. Alright, good. We got our clearance. We'll release the parking brake and we'll get our taxi
American
lights
818,
on.
negative, taxi to runway 21 via Tango 6, Alpha.
Taxi to runway 21 via Tango 6 and Alpha, American 818. That is what I said, but I guess not. Off we go. Second flight of the day. So much fun is this aircraft. So this is Tango 6 and then we're making a left to Alpha. And yeah, I can't wait to see the scenery because the scenery in the Canadian Rockies is beautiful. Alright. And we'll taxi all the way down. It's not too long of a taxi here. And we'll go cabin crew seats for takeoff.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
Amazing. I didn't think I'd enjoy this aircraft as much as I do, honestly. taxi to the end of the runway here. Get the tower frequencies ready. 1183. Hey Yvonne, welcome. Welcome back, my friend. And so, what does it say down here? Brake fan, select on air, select on ground. Yes, fine. Here's runway 21. Yes, Sim Crash Fly, absolutely. Royal family uses this plane to travel around. Yes, the Queen used to travel on it. I think the King still does as well. Although I'm not too sure. We need to set flaps. I almost forgot that. Nice sounds for the flaps. Parking brake. Tower frequency then is 1183. Departure frequency is preset, so that's all ready to go. Right, let's make this departure better than it was before. And we'll go legs. Okay. Cool. Just gonna ignore all that. How much fuel do we have? 10. Yeah, plenty. So, we're over on Tower 1183. Spokane Tower, American 818, holding short, runway 21, fully ready. It is still in service. Indeed it is. We should have done this takeoff first.
American 818, Spokane International Airport Tower, runway 21, wind 010 with 3. Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, fly runway heading, American 818. So before takeoff checks then, as we taxi onto the runway, brakes are yellow and
American
green.
818, roger, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff, runway 21.
I don't know why it says it again.
Alaska 913.
Clear for takeoff, runway 21, American 818. Flaps are selected, flight instruments are checked, flight director is as required, trim is checked and set, config. No sound, so that we're good to go. Nav aids are set, briefing reviewed, continuous ignition. Cabin is secure, radar is as required, so it's on, put it on WEX now. AC pump, will move that to the on position in a second here. Just line up the runway. So, AC pump is already on. Lights and strobes, so strobes can go on, landing lights. TMS is set, control check, nose all... Alright, good to go, alright. So, same as before then. We're going to spool them up. 40 to 40%, and let them settle. And we'll slowly advance the throttles here. TMS set for takeoff.
Power set, N1 achieved.
Power set, N1 achieved. Release the brakes. Off we go.
Speed alive, both sides.
Checked.
80 knots, cross-checked.
80 knots, release forward pressure.
V1.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
V2.
Nice. Smooth rotation. Trim.
Positive rate of climb, gear up.
Gear up. Alright. We got told runway heading. Yeah, it looks like our DI is just wait out. Contact departure, American 818. So I'm just going to pitch down here slightly to we can speed up. Spokane departure, American 818, climbing altitude 3,600 for 7,000.
American
V2 plus 10,
departure,
safe
radar
right
contact.
speed, select flight
Maintain
maintain.
flight level 190.
Can maintain flight level 190, American 818. Alright, so we got cleared all the way up. Climb and maintain flight level 190, American 818. And they said flight runway heading, so we're going to continue on runway heading. And we're just going to let this thing speed up. We are going to go MCT. Let it speed up in IS, and then we'll enable the IS mode. Still runway heading, because that's what they told us. Flaps up. You feel the pitch change there. Hopefully they give us some more routing here. Gonna pitch down 5 degrees. It was about 7. Let this thing speed up. Knots. 250. So when we get to 250, we've got IS mode. Spokane departure, request direct edges, American 818. They're not giving us any routing, I don't know why, so we're going to just request a direct.
American 818, direct to edges approved. Fly heading 015.
Direct edges, American 818. Alright, we'll do that in a second. Let's get this IAS set. Alright, IAS is set. And now we can go direct to edges. And we'll go LNAV. And we'll make this turn. I think I'm going to do this manually. Almost at 10,000, so landing lights off. No worries, JustFlight. Thank you very much for being here. Alright, we're just going to make this turn manually. Going up to 190. After this turn, we can release the crew. Nice manual flying here. Aircraft flies like a dream. Let's just reset this. There we are, reset our LNAV. Alright. On those flight directors. LNAV, IAS. I'm gonna get the aircraft in trim here. Autopilot. Good. After takeoff then, gear up is up, lights is, flaps are up, TMS is as required, engine air is on. APU air can go off and then the APU itself can go off. Pressurization is climbing. Packs are on, pressurization is checked. Climb, altimeters as required, so we'll go standard on those now. AC pump off. P2 is off. Brake fans auto or off, so we'll turn those off now. APU is stopped. Eye protection as required, don't need it. Lights is as required. Perfect, good stuff. Lovely. Alright. Yeah, really enjoying this aircraft. A lot of fun.
American
in a bit of cloud.
Contact Seattle Center on 123.905.
Seattle Center 123.905, American 818. Right, 123.905. Oh, look at that. Super close on the frequency. So 905. Seattle Center, American 818, climbing altitude 17,500 for flight level 190.
American 818, Seattle Center, good afternoon, Spokane, altimeter 30.20.
Altimeter 30.20. American 818. Alright, 1,000 to go. I'm going to set my bug to 0.6. That's the what I like to cruise at. Alright, leveling off here. Beautiful, beautiful aircraft. It looks as if, guys, the 767 is going to win for tomorrow's flight, so that's probably what we're going to end up doing. Alright, so we've leveled off here and we'll let the aircraft speed up.
American 818, expect the ILS X-ray runway 16 approach into Cranbrook, Canadian Rockies. I'll start your descent in about 10 minutes.
Expect the ILS X-ray runway 16 approach into Cranbrook, Canadian Rockies, and we'll expect descent in about 10 minutes, American 818. Good, alright. And now as we get closer here, I'm gonna go sync on the TMS and get a nice thrust setting for this very, very short cruise. So that's a bit low, so we'll get more power in. Did we go TARA on the... we didn't. Hey Skylar, welcome. How's it going, my friend? We are heading into Canada, actually, into the Canadian Rockies here. Should have some beautiful terrain. let's see here. Yes, look at this. Lovely. In the 146. Right. Looks like that thrust setting's pretty good actually. For what we want. Mach 0.6, we're gonna hold at that. Good stuff. Hey Dougal, welcome. Glad to have you here. 2 for the price of 1. Yeah, this plane is fantastic. Really enjoying it. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would, if I'm being honest. Bit fast. I'm just going to retard the throttles. I really like this. This is clever. You set the bug. You can see if you're fast or slow. It's a nice visual indicator as to what you're doing. Just got word that my school plans to have me flying next week. Oh, fantastic. Very glad to hear that. Hope you enjoy that, my friend. Let's see. VNAV, top of descent, 96 nautical miles to go. Yeah, no auto throttle in this aircraft, so... Oh, engine ignition still on. We don't want those on. Cool. Beautiful. This is the 4th flight I've done on the aircraft today. I did 2 test sectors earlier, so I have a decent understanding of the aircraft. And we've flown 2 today as well. Yeah, really enjoying this plane. For £30, so cheap. Very tempted to try the Microsoft Flight Sim version as well. I think that one seems to have a lot more features. It seems to be a little bit better. Beautiful. Go for the other wing view. Look at those. What are they, Lycoming, I want to say? Turbofans? I can't remember. Let's have a look actually. What are they? Yes, they are BAE-146, the quad jet powered by 4 Avco Lycoming ALF 502 turbofan engines. Very nice. What else does Microsoft Flight Sim version have? Well, just adjust my throttles here. Microsoft Flight Sim version has the it looks better, of course, that's a given. Textures and modeling is better. Not that this one looks bad. For X-Plane standards, it looks pretty good, in my opinion. So the Microsoft Flight Sim version has a UNS-1 device, custom by JustFlight. It has passenger boarding music, it has a coffee machine, just a load of extra random features. The EFB is a little bit better, a bit more complete from what I've seen. Other than that, that might actually just about be it. It is more expensive, of course, than this one. This is £30, and the Microsoft Flight Sim version is £50. Of course, Microsoft Flight Sim, you'd have the RJ as well, the modern RJ. I do hope they port the RJ across as well. That'd be really fun. Stuff. Put this on the legs page. Better cabin UNS. I do wish this one had the cabin updated. Yeah, the cabin is interesting to say the least. It's not bad, but it could do with a little bit of work. But again, for the price, I don't think we can complain too much. I'm not too bothered about cabins anyway, but I think it could do a little bit of work. You know, all of this is just a PNG. In Microsoft Flight Sim version, the modeling and stuff is fantastic. And you have a working coffee machine and the PA announcements. Here you have nothing. But for the price, can't complain too much, like I said. Kind of interesting how they don't plan Amy's UNS. Yeah, I thought that was interesting as well. I'd love to see Amy's UNS on this. I really, really would. But But yeah, there you go. But for the price, can't complain too much. Of course, it's not the highest quality in terms of the visuals. The sounds are pretty good, I think. The engines are maybe a bit quiet in the cockpit, but that might be realistic. I don't know. But other than that, can't complain. Yes, I saw that. UNS not in the scope, unfortunately. I'll be looking a little bit fast. Just retard the throttle slightly. Looks like we got the descent in about 10 minutes here, 65 nautical miles. Now see, we do have reference speeds here, but we don't really use them. We just use the placard here. And this has multiple pages, by the way. I think you can... I'm not sure if you can actually manually adjust it, but it does adjust based on your actual weight. And I accidentally reset my bug, so I'm going to set that back to what I need it at 0.6 Mach. A little bit of stutter in there. Still in US airspace. We won't be in Canadian airspace until we get to the next waypoint edges in 29 nautical miles. But once we get to the Canadian Rockies, the terrain now is really cool. But as we get closer, it'll be even better. Let's do a fast flyby. Good. Yeah, it looks like we're flying the 767 tomorrow, according to the poll. So we'll be checking out the new 767 update from Flight Factor. I do really like it. New animations, new cockpit textures, new flight model. Pretty good. Cool. Just cruising here. Speed is pretty good. Yeah, I don't know why my my direction indicator is out here. It's out by about 10 degrees. Unless it's to do with magnetic variation. It could be that actually. It is on magnetic heading, and I would let me think here. No, we run off magnetic, not true, don't we? Or am I being silly? Do we run off true normally? Happy we finally have the 146 in XP12 and the nav in light intensities work. Yeah, they do. They do, yeah, absolutely.
Whenever you'd like to descend and maintain 17,000, altimeter 30.13.
And we'll descend and maintain 17,000 at our discretion, altimeter 3013, American 818. So they said 17,000 we're cleared.
The American 818, descend and maintain 13,000.
Descend, maintain 13,000, American 818. So I think we're gonna wait though. We're still quite far away from our top of descent here. So we'll probably wait a little while. It's a bit early to descend. Look at this. Beautiful terrain. That's auto as well. Let's get the ILS frequency set at least though. So we're looking 110.3. Look at that, almost there already. 1103. 1103. The course is 164. Set both sides. Minimums on the radio altimeter is gonna be 200. And that's already set. Perfect. No worries, Skylar. Good luck on your presentation. Thank you very much for popping in. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to preset my tower frequency on the other side here. Just so it's ready. Looks like it's actually an uncontrolled airport. Yeah, so we just have a Cranbrook radio 122.3, so we'll preset that. And they wanted us down to 13,000, didn't they? So let's start that. And VNAV. Just gonna start that descent. Hey Masley, welcome. This plane is good. For the price, I think it is good, absolutely. Reduce the throttle. So that we don't overspeed. We'll maintain, let's maintain 250 on the speed while we descend. Yes, I do like this plane. I do like this plane. A lot of fun. Local altimeter is 3013 according to ATC, so we'll put that in. 3013. 3013. 3013. Good. Bit of power to maintain 250. Yeah, Mathley, go for it. It's really nice.
Contact Vancouver Center on 133.6.
Vancouver Center 133.6, American 818. All right. Uh, 133.6. Vancouver Center, American 818, descending, altitude 17,300 for 13,000. Inbound for the ILS X-ray, runway 16 at the Canadian Rockies, American 818. Bit of turbulence here.
American 818, Vancouver Center identified. Good afternoon, Cranbrook, Canadian Rockies, altimeter 30.15.
Canadian Rockies 30.15 on the altimeter, American 818. Hey Roman, welcome. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support, my friend. And the light mod will be getting an update soon, actually.
American 818, Canadian Rockies, altimeter 30.15.
Altimeter 30.15, American 818. Alright, looking good here. About 250.
Vancouver Center, Cyber, Papa Bravo, flight level 5.
Oh, yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So the airport's in that little valley down there.
Descend altitude 8500, maintain current heading 010 vectors for the ILS runway 16 approach.
Maintain current heading and then descend altitude 8,500 vectors for the ILS 16 approach. American 818. So
American
current
818,
heading.
Contact approach on 133.35.
Contact approach 133.35 American 818. So current heading 010. So we'll go heading and descend altitude 8,500. And we'll just go IAS mode for that. That's fine. And then we'll go contact approach 133.35. 133.35. Approach American 818, descending altitude 14,700 for 8,500 inbound ILS X-ray for the Canadian Rockies. American 818. Gonna check what our minimum safe altitude
Good
is
afternoon,
here.
Cranbrook, Canadian Rockies, altimeter 30.17.
Altimeter 30.17 American 818. So we shouldn't be going below.
American
we're fine
818, crest and
8,500.
altimeter 30.17.
Altimeter 30.17 American 818. Alright. 3017. Descent checklist P2 on. Pressurization should be set, so our airport elevation is get the airport elevation here. 3,000 feet. So we'll set this to well, cabin altitude of 3,000 feet is fine because it'll match what's outside, so we'll leave it at that. Briefing complete, as protection, landing data, that's fine. Altimeters set, lights as required, APUs as required, brake fans auto on. Now go to auto, fuel is set, cabin is notified.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
There we are, and radio altimeter is cross-checked. Good. Modern avionics kills performance on the 767. Really? I've not had that issue, but maybe it does in the latest update. I've not tried the modern avionics in the latest update. But yeah, I don't think I've had that issue, to be honest. I'm just going to go VS and reduce our speed so I can go down to just below 250 and then hit IAS again. There we are. Good. This looks like Microsoft Flight Sim, really? It looks good. Not sure if it's Microsoft Flight Sim standard, but it looks good. Look at that. Beautiful terrain. Seriously, so cool, this airport. So we are getting vectors for this ILS. We're staying on this heading. And we're descending nicely. Good. Right, landing lights can go on. And the airport is in this valley somewhere. Actually off to our right. There it is. There's the airport. How beautiful is this? We have to get a load of screenshots here. Yes. Simply lovely. Continuing our descent down, 8,500. It is windy.
American 818, turn left heading 350.
Left heading 350, American 818. So left heading 350. There's 350. It's pretty much a downwind leg because we are on runway 16. So it gives us a nice downwind approach. There is a terrain here, 6,000 and 8,000, so we'll be careful. Hopefully they know about the terrain here. Right, remember to get your votes in for what aircraft we fly tomorrow. 46 votes at the minute, and the flight factor is winning.
American 818, 9 miles from XE. Turn right heading 095, descend altitude 7500 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 16 approach.
Turn right heading 095, altitude 7,500 till established ILS 16 approach, American 818. So 095. Descend 7,500 until established. So what we can do is, let's go, yeah, 220 is fine, indicated airspeed. Alright. We have our ILS frequencies set. I'm going to go nav on these two. Get a bit of power in here. 13 miles out. I'm actually going to go down to 200. So we'll hold that vertical speed. Whoop. And we'll slow it down. Oops, we've got to arm. So we'll go vertical speed down. So we should pick up the ILS soon.
Speed checked below 205. Select flaps 18.
We'll hold this speed. We won't go flaps 18 yet. In fact, we will go flaps 18. And we'll slow it down a little bit. There's the localizer.
Localizer armed.
And flaps 18. Get the APU on. And engine ignitions. Ah, glide slope arm. Lovely. Should get a nice intercept here.
Glide slope armed.
Glide slope armed. It's possible to turn FO voices, I don't think so. We might be low here, high here. I think I'm going to disconnect.
Autopilot disconnected. Localizer captured.
There's localizer. We'll follow that. Hot air balloons there, look at that. Let's go raw data. What's our approach speed? 117. Okay, that's good.
American 818, Cranbrook, Canadian Rockies Airport, at your 2 o'clock, 7 miles.
Got the
Change
runway.
to advisory frequency approved. Report cancellation of IFR or missed approach this frequency.
Roger, we'll change to the advisory and we're cancelling IFR. American 818. Alright, we have the runway in sight. We'll go to advisory.
Speed check below 205, select gear down.
Gear down.
Speed checked below 170, select flaps 30.
Flaps 30. And let's call final approach. Canadian Rockies advisory, American 818 shot final, runway 16, Canadian Rockies. Right, flaps 33. Landing checklist then, AC pump auto on. It is on. Gear down, 3 green, brakes, lights as required, flaps set for landing.
International Airport.
Cabin is secure, eye protection is required, APU.
Landing at Canadian Rockies International Airport.
Right. Looking good here. Right, I have the glide slope, I have the localizer, so we are raw data. It is pretty windy. Don't want to get low here, get a bit of power.
Glide slope's alive, 1 dot to go.
Right. Now, as we get over the runway threshold, or just before, around 80 feet above the runway, we are going to put the air brakes out. See the rising slope minimums, we are going to continue. Speed brake going out now, or air brake even.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Get it down, we don't want to float here. There we are. Right. Nose wheel down, lift spoilers. And we'll get on the brakes pretty early. And we'll take this exit.
80 knots.
We won't take this exit, we will
60 knots.
Slow it down. Alright. That was a lot of fun. What an approach. ATC left us very high. So we had to go raw data a little bit on that one. Let's turn it around. Alright, a little bit of stuttering, but that's fine. Alright, let's get off this runway as quick as possible. TMS can go off. And we'll leave our lights on while we vacate the runway. But flaps can go up now, and our air brake and lift spoilers can be retracted. Oh, so much fun. Seriously, so much fun. And we'll call vacated shortly. Let's just actually get off the runway first. Alright. so landing lights off, strobe lights on, we're on APU, and engine air can go off, and right. Canadian Rockies American 818 has vacated the runway 16, and then we're going to be taking Bravo to the stand. American 818 Canadian Rockies. Alright, good. So no ATC here, we are on advisory.
American 818, taxi to the stand via Bravo, approved.
So, after landing then, air brakes and spoilers are in. We're going to park up here. Flaps are up, lights and strobes are off. TMS is off, radar can go off. Transponder as required.
You're welcome.
So that's off. Engine anti-ice is as required. The continuous ignition can go off. We're going to park up right here, guys. So lights are off. Gens as required, engines as required. Alright, let's park up here. And then we'll take a look at the replay, of course. Alright, let's make it easy for when we're going to leave. Obviously, we're not doing that this stream, but... What a cool little airport. I did install the freeware scenery I found on the forums for this. And we'll swing it around. Hey, the 146 is perfect for airfields like this. Perfect. Look at that view. How amazing. Seriously, that is cool. Alright. Parking brake is set. Let's kill the engines. We're on APU gen. We are on APU gen. There we are. Smooth touchdown. So, let me get rid of sim of say intentions. Elevatics has recorded the flight. Very good. According to Elevatics, it says 46 feet per minute, 126 knots on the touchdown, so slightly fast. Alright. So we can actually close that. Alright, and let's shut down the aircraft then. So brakes, actually let's just go through a little flow here to turn everything off. So your damper off, turn that off. This is off, turn the comms off. Just like that. We can turn this off. Off. Alright, so here the runway, the emergency exit lights off, fasten seatbelt signs can go off, PAX and APU air is off, ice protections off, ice detection off, beacon off, nav off, no smoking off, emergency lights off, all of these off. Literally, we're just going to go through and turn everything off. Pumps off, PTU off, hydraulics off, fuel tanks off, anti-ice is off, heat's off. This looks good to me. And then we can go galley power off, all the bus tires off, and finally that's off. Right, so shutdown checklist then. Brakes are checked, taxi and exit lights are off, pressurization, we are depressurized, hydraulics are all off, gens are all off as well, brake fans as required, fuel pumps as required, engine anti-ice on, we've just shut down so everything's off, heaters off, ice detection off, beacon off, air conditioning and transponder off. Leaving the aircraft then, oxygen off, so that's way over here, we'll turn that off. We'll be looking at the replay, guys, so don't go anywhere. Oxygen off, master switches are off, brake fans off, anti-skid lift spoilers are off, Emergency lights are off, packs are off, APU is off, APU is stopped as well. We did indeed stop it. Fuel pumps are off, galley shed is off, lights are off, bats off. Lovely, guys. There we are in the BAE-146. What a beautiful aircraft. Let's take a look at the replay. So much fun flying this aircraft. That was a decent landing as well. Alright, here we go. See the spoilers, the air brake coming out. Oh yes, not bad at all. Look at that. Nice on the nose wheel, absolutely perfect. And then, I don't know about if the lift spoilers actually deployed. They seem to. Very good, that might be a replay bug. Alright, let's do this. Look at that. Let's actually go on the other side. Get out of the trees. Beautiful. Getting a bunch of screenshots there. Oh yes. And little runway threshold view. What a plane. See the air brake deploying there as we're landing. A little bit to the left of the sense line, but not too bad at all. A very smooth approach and touchdown. A lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. Sure. Didn't maintain center line very well, but there you go. And we'll go for a quick tower view. Got hot air balloons in the background. Such a cool landscape. Oh yes. Shame that the lift spoilers don't show on the replay, it seems. No auto brake, no reverse thrust, so you got to step on the brakes once you land. Good stuff. Alright, well, that is going to be the end of the stream, guys. I do hope you enjoyed the stream showing off this BAE-146. In conclusion, I do really like it. As I've said, it would be nice to see some of the updates I mentioned before, but for the price, we can't complain. I think JustFlight have been very fair for the price here. Very fair indeed, and it flies beautifully. The flight model in particular is just fantastic. As you've seen, you feel so connected to the aircraft. You know, those landings, you can really nail them. You really can. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll be in the 767 tomorrow, as that is what you guys have selected in the poll. And we will find a good route for the 767. So that should be a lot of fun tomorrow as well. What we'll do is we'll leave it here then. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.